One of the planet's great survivors has adapted to a host of diverse habitats around the world. The crocodile. They've evolved to be different shapes and sizes to suit their environment and prey. And one thing they all have in common is an unrivaled killer instinct. These giant reptiles attack with sudden ferocity. But this speed isn't just unleashed on prey entering their watery domain. From India to Australia, some crocodiles have learnt a new explosive technique to seize their prey directly from the air. Battles between predator and prey are waged daily in every corner of the earth. Animals have a short window to launch or evade an attack. Success or failure depends on speed, daring, and luck. These apex predators don't just strike, it all comes in an explosion of hunting fury. In Australia, the saltwater crocodile can grow to 6 metres long and weigh up to 1,000 kilograms. But in freshwater billabongs, there are smaller crocodiles quietly waiting for their prey. Like the flying fox. Elsey National Park in the Northern Territory is home to huge colonies. The flying fox, or fruit bat, is an extraordinary creature that looks like something out of a comic book. These megabats resemble foxes with wings. From wingtip to wingtip, they're 1 metre wide. They feast nocturnally on fruit in the coastal areas. During hot periods, these bats like to dive bomb freshwater ponds. They're deliberately wetting their fur to drink from later. But this water-on-the-go technique is dangerous. Lurking just under the surface are the freshwater crocodiles. Patience is their game, quietly ready to exploit the bat's desperation for a drink. But it's a risk the bats are willing to take. As a bat dives down, the crocodile launches its attack. He misses. But it won't be long before another swoops. Again, his timing is off. Sometimes the bat ends up in the drink. Although he can swim quite well, he's a sitting bat. Luckily, he reaches an overhanging branch just in time. After a few more failed attempts, the crocodile gets his early dinner. Top ocean predators also use speed to track down and catch their kill. The ocean is full of swift aquatic prey. It's an arms race of speed. The sailfish is the fastest, reaching speeds of over 100 kilometres an hour. They're pursued by the short-fin mako shark, the fastest shark in the ocean. Along the coast, seals frolic, providing a target for another species of swift shark that inspires fear in all. The great white. These 2-ton solo hunters like to cruise the coastal areas of countries with high seal and whale populations. In recent years, the number of great whites have grown along the West Australian coastline, perhaps in response to increased whale migration. Some of these sharks are migrants from another ocean, the waters around South Africa. To get to these feeding spots, great whites will travel across entire oceans. Satellite tagging has shown they'll swim within a metre of the surface for thousands of kilometres. Some think they even use the sun, moon and stars to guide them. From Western Australia all the way to Africa. Here they hone their predatory skills on their favourite prey. The fur seal. Aptly named, Seal Island is 5 kilometres off the beaches of False Bay, near Cape Town, home to their resident Cape fur seals. This is the location of the famous great white predatory behaviour, sometimes called air jaws. This amazing feat is not unique to these waters, but it is witnessed here more than anywhere else on Earth. Great whites like to hunt with the element of speed and surprise. The first seal is a fast, agile swimmer and makes an elusive prey, even for the powerful great white. This large female swims low near the seabed. She's pregnant and needs to feed. Far above, the fur seals frolic on the surface, their inviting black outlines clearly visible. unsighted, the great white will use this moment to launch her attack. It's called the Polaris breach. Like a submarine, she rises at 40 kilometers an hour, mouth agape. Its speed can propel them 3 meters out of the water. It's devastating and lethal. This method of stealth, speed and ferocity to catch prey has been honed over eons. Almost half the time, the seals can be fast and agile enough to escape these infamous jaws. It's an age-old battle of speed and wits. The warm coral sea off Australia's northeastern coast stretches from the Great Barrier Reef to the Indonesian archipelago. Exotic marine life of all shapes, colours and sizes inhabit this sea. Sharks are here, but a more unusual battle of speed and wits is playing out among the coral below. The creature with the fastest single predatory strike in the animal kingdom is also one of the slowest. The bizarre-looking frogfish. There are as many as 60 types, which have evolved to mimic the sponges that cover shallow seabeds. Some look like colourful rocks. Some like hairy coral. And to help blend in with this background, they slowly walk across the seabed. A good strategy when you're trying to avoid predators, but not great when your dinner is faster than you. So the frogfish has evolved a 2-prong feeding technique to overcome this major drawback. First, it involves a system used by fishermen everywhere. Lures. As part of the anglerfish family, they have a lure hanging off their body, like an angler with his rod. And once they're close enough, a second devastating manoeuvre comes into play. And the fish is totally unaware. In faster than a blink of an eye, 6 milliseconds, the prey is gone. The opening of the frogfish's jaws enlarges the volume of its mouth 12 times, producing a vacuum, sucking in the fish and expelling the excess water. As far as passing marine life is concerned, the frogfish is just a bit of coral sitting on the seabed. The fish not knowing it could be its next victim. The floor of the ocean can be an alien world. The sand striker, or bobbit worm, is straight out of the pages of a sci-fi novel. It's a blind ambush predator that grows up to about 3 meters long. 5 antennae protrude from his alien face, acting like tripwires, waiting for passing prey. A fish comes close. It's just out of reach. But there are plenty more. The worm strikes at a speed barely perceptible. It then descends to eat in peace from prying eyes. This strategy is such a success, fossil records of ancestral species 20 million years old have been found. The warm seas aren't as productive as they appear. It's the deep, cold oceans that have more nutrients for fish than anywhere else. And with them comes predators hot on their heels. Antarctica's frigid waters are a predator's paradise if you have the agility and speed. Like the leopard seal. It's a very curious eater. Part carnivore, part filter feeder. Like a whale, it eats krill, with special shaped teeth to filter the tiny organisms into its stomach. It sucks in the krill at high speed and expels the water out of the side of its mouth. But this is only part of its diet. The leopard seal is also a predator, which feasts on penguins, fish, and even smaller seals. This split-feeding personality allows them to eat from the bottom and the top layer of the ocean's food web. Despite weighing almost half a ton, it swims through the water with agility and speed. The leopard seal steers its torpedo-shaped body with its front flippers, changing direction quickly in pursuit of its aquatic prey. Especially its favourite, penguins. Once in the ocean, penguins are incredibly fast and agile. To catch one takes explosive speed. Gentoo penguins head out to hunt for the day. Their streamlined bodies and paddle-shaped flippers propel them up to 36 kilometres an hour, faster than any other diving bird. They can even dive to depths of 200 metres. However far they go, they must return to the surface after about 7 minutes. But this makes them a target for predators, especially the leopard seal. It doesn't see the danger until it's too late. He'll kill the penguin by shaking it side to side. There's plenty of flesh for a feast. Seals aren't top of the food chain. At the literal polar opposite end of our planet is a huge carnivore who targets other species of seals. Patrolling an Arctic wasteland is a hungry polar bear. This apex predator hunts mostly in a world made of ice. The largest terrestrial carnivore can expertly navigate broken ice floes in search of prey. They're capable of short bursts of speed, reaching 40 kilometres an hour. To survive in this brutal wilderness, the polar bear has a diverse diet, including anything from seabirds to even small beluga whales. But to catch one of its common prey, the seal, the bear needs speed combined with stealth. Luckily, seals need to rest, giving him a small window of opportunity. Cleverly, the polar bear uses the same ice hole to block his escape. He can smell a seal from more than 30 kilometres, the best nose in the animal kingdom. Even under the ice, he can sniff one out. But his eyes tell him that the seal might be close enough to the ice floe edge to escape. So he tries a different tactic. His plan now is to attack like a marine commando from the sea. The polar bear spots another opportunity. It's a bearded seal, but access looks easier. The polar bear pops up behind the seal to gauge his attack. But it's still too far away. The seal reacts faster and gets away. For predator and prey, speed can be the difference between life and death. The polar bear uses its size and speed to tackle one of the Arctic's largest aquatic animals, the walrus. Walruses can be found resting in large groups after long feeding bouts. Sometimes they gather in their thousands, an event that's increasing every year as sea ice retreats. Steam rises above their great blubbery bodies in the frigid Arctic air. All this energy-rich blubber can help the polar bear through the next month. The walruses gather in numbers for safety. Their tusks a wall of defence against predators. Get his attack wrong, and a tusk can fatally injure him. But the polar bear can't resist this buffet of flesh. This raid is going to have to be a snatch and grab. This walrus will provide a substantial meal. It could be the difference between surviving to the end of this winter or not. Southern Brazil may appear to be a less brutal ecosystem to survive in. But predators lurk everywhere in this watery world. South of Brazil's Amazon rainforest are the huge wetlands of the Pantanal. In the summer, an aquatic heaven ruled by the caiman. But in the winter drought, the jaguar has the upper hand. The jungles that fringe the rivers and waterways are the jaguar's favourite hunting grounds. Jaguars are the America's biggest cat, and they have the strongest bite. They can pierce the leathery skin and skull of a crocodile. And they use their stealth combined with speed to catch their prey. Like all cats, they're opportunists too. A baby caiman makes a nice hors d'oeuvre. There are plenty of semi-aquatic mammal prey too. Families of giant river otters are hunted by South America's alligator, the caiman. But they're smart and elusive. While the capybara, the world's largest member of the rodent family, makes a substantial meal. However, the capybara are safer in the water than on land. With partially webbed toes and nostrils situated high on their heads so they can lie almost submerged, they keep a lookout for predators, wherever they come from. But they return to the shore sometimes. They need to dry out, their wiry fur quickly evaporating any moisture, even in humid air, which makes them vulnerable. The jaguar operates along these riverbanks, its main hunting ground, using the curves and bends to stalk its favourite prey. family of capybara sun themselves, unaware that a jaguar has spotted them. He waits patiently, just for the right moment. If the capybaras make it to the river first, the hunt will fail. They get away. Just. Not to be outdone, the jaguar continues his search. His plan this time is to single out a capybara. He's close, and the rodent hasn't spotted him. He pulls the trigger. There is one cat that's faster than a jaguar. Southern Africa, a carnivore's paradise. Life and death, the eternal cycle, plays on fast forward here. The predators are quick, but the prey can be faster for the kings of this jungle. Of the 3 different species of big cat that inhabit the dry savannas of Africa, the cheetah has evolved to catch the swiftest prey with pure speed. Over a short distance, no animal can outrun it. A single stride may cover almost 7 meters. They are built to reach speeds of 100 kilometers an hour and accelerate faster than a sports car. They also have binocular vision, able to spot their prey moving at a great distance. But their top speed won't last much longer than 250 meters, so they have to pick their runs carefully, looking for stragglers, the sick, or younger members of the herd. Whoever they pick, the prey is fast and elusive. The cheetah uses the cover of the long grass to launch an attack. The hunt is on. The cheetah accelerates to top speed. But which gazelle to pick? He has only seconds left before the tank runs dry. This time it ends in failure. But another cheetah picks up the chase. The Thompson gazelle is not as fast, but has much greater endurance. Can he outlast? The cheetah deploys a deft tap tackle. There's no escaping her sharp claws now. The cheetah crushes her windpipe. Once the gazelle is dead, she'll take her away to eat, hidden from prying eyes. Cheetahs are not adverse to chasing down bigger prey like a wildebeest, but usually with the help of a few friends. In eastern Africa, the dry savannas are interspersed by large salty lakes, like this one in Kenya. Lake Bogoria is about 18 kilometres long, but only about 10 metres at its very deepest. The shallows are home to one of the largest populations of lesser flamingos in the world. Flamingos gather here in their millions to feed on algae that thrives in these salty waters. The surrounding area is rich in African wildlife, including olive baboons. Baboons are the largest monkeys in Africa and live a life mostly on the savannah rather than up in the canopy. They are omnivorous and eat anything from smaller creatures to fruit, plants and seeds. The aggressive males have very large snouts, with teeth that can tear flesh easily. They can also run fast on all fours, like a big dog. These large migrating birds are not something the bush primate would normally prey on. But it seems here at this immense feeding spot, the local baboons have developed a taste for these flamingos. But first, they need to catch them. Their method? Pure speed, hope, and luck. The baboon sets off, charging into the mass ranks of flamingos. He can reach speeds up to 45 kilometres per hour. It makes quite a meal. This buffet of meat is something these lake-living baboons can't turn down. Volcanic activity gave rise to these lakes in the middle of a continent. But in the Pacific Ocean, volcanic islands are the location for some of the strangest battles between predator and prey. The Lesser Sunda Islands archipelago, Indonesia. Some of these islands are home to rare exotic animals, not seen anywhere else, including the crested macaque, Barbaroussa pig, and most of all, the giant Komodo dragon. Without large mammal predators, small island reptiles often evolve larger than mainland species. But as the largest member of the monitor family, it's not certain if the Komodo ancestor migrated as a giant or grew larger here as the dominant predator. Although these islands may look like a paradise for animals, food for carnivores is limited, so competition can be intense. Despite their often sluggish appearance, they have the ability to hit a top speed of 20 kilometers an hour. But they also like the waiting game, choosing their time carefully before launching an attack. An island buffalo has found his favourite watering hole. But a Komodo is quietly stalking him. He's waiting for the right moment to attack. The buffalo spots the cold-blooded predator, and a thrust from their sharp horns could seriously injure the Komodo. They face off. But the Komodo will wait. He drools in anticipation. The saliva contains a toxic substance that could kill the buffalo from a single bite. The dragon's plan is not to bring the buffalo down, but to just wound him and wait. Maybe overnight, maybe even longer, until the toxin has taken its deadly effect. The dragons are endemic to 4 islands in the archipelago. Komodos like the water and can swim between them. The shoreline is often a fruitful place to find prey. Back inland, the buffalo bleeding from the Komodo bite on its ankle leaves the waterhole. But the gash in his leg is likely to be fatal, as the venom in the Komodo's saliva will cause blood loss and toxic shock. A few days later, he's succumbed, and a group of Komodos have gathered to feast. They will consume up to 80% of their body weight in a single feeding. The Komodo's toxic saliva was a recent discovery. Island folklore said it was bacteria that killed. In fact, the Komodo's toxicity is mirrored in the evolution of snakes and even spiders. One of the most toxic arachnids resides in the urban sprawl of Australia's largest city, Sydney. New South Wales, Australia. Its humid climate is perfect for one of the planet's most deadly animals, the funnel web spider. its close proximity to humans in the suburbs of Australia's largest city has made it infamous. The spiders love dark recesses to protect themselves from the heat and sun. The funnel web can be aggressive when disturbed. And they have one of the most deadly spider venoms in the world. The nerve toxin has evolved for its insect prey. But by an accident of biology, it's also fatal to primates, like humans. But it's of no use without laying an effective trap. Their name is derived from the construction of their web that's unlike most. Its funnel shape acts both as a hiding place and as a trap for their prey. The spider makes irregular silk trip lines that radiate out from the funnel entrance. Once triggered, it will employ its other secret weapon: speed. Like a coiled spring, he's ready for any creature that encroaches the edge of his funnel. The cricket can't see the spider, which is sitting hidden just inside. He strikes so fast, only high-speed footage can reveal what happens. The toxin quickly paralyzes the insect. Luckily for Sydneysiders, the development of an anti-venom in the 1980s has prevented further human deaths. For the funnel web, all it wants is a dark, quiet spot to catch its favourite insects. Evolution has driven all these different creatures to survive by any means necessary. Speed combined with wits is often the difference between life and death, whether it's hunting on ice floes, at the bottom of the sea, on the savannah, or playing the numbers game. The fast and the furious will succeed to see another day.